Be the first comment tonight. Okay. What's going on? Y'all know nothing about this song right here. This is that old school. I don't want to say the title, but
That's good music.
that's good music right there. What up? I know you know this song. Rob said he can't hear me because the music playing. That's why, Rob. Jesus, hello. Rob, you about to hear me in about 2 seconds. Good evening, everyone. Hello to you guys. All right, let me take this down. I want to say good evening to everyone. Again, I don't want y'all to be afraid to comment tonight. I want y'all to be talking to us. Y'all know how we like it. You can't physically snap, but you can type snap or let us see some hands so we know that you guys are watching us and enjoying what you guys see. So without further ado, you see some of these all of these beautiful faces that we have on the screen, some in the back. They're going to be coming to you with some great work. I'm just here to introduce LeShawn, who's been doing an excellent job just pinch hitting for me. And again, this is his world. I'm just a squirrel, you know. So, LeShawn, you take it away.
Good evening, everyone. We are excited to be here tonight again. 2 weeks ago, we launched our first Poet Shed, and it was amazing. I can say that 2 weeks ago, we had a lot of king power, but tonight I'm going to say that we're going to have a lot of queen power tonight because it's ladies' night. If you are a beautiful, phenomenal woman of virtue, I want you to snap it up tonight because we are getting ready to see some powerful ladies that are going to spit some fire on tonight, and I'm so excited. Yes, all right, sir. So we are celebrating Black History Month, and we know that although it's the 1 month of the year that we have on the calendar, we can celebrate Black History every day of the year. We do not have to be bound to this just 1 month, but we do want to take this time out to really, really hone in on our legacy, on just the excellence we have been blessed with from our ancestors, our forefathers, and that we still are walking in that excellence. All right. Yeah. So tonight I'm going to start off with a piece. For the sake of time, if we have more time, I'll do the other piece that I was going to do at the end. But I want to do this piece that speaks to resilience and all of the challenges that we as African Americans had to face for years and years. We have shown that one gift of being resilient. And I want to start off with my favorite scripture, Philippians 3:13 and 14. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before, I press towards the mark of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus. So crashes, smashes, lashes. I'm in the fire, but I refuse to lay with the ashes. I will gloat past this. Like a runner's feet sauteed with the blade of prowess and a hissing of tenacity, I will gloat past this. My well of optimism pulls from the shadows of pain that tried to ruin me, crept up my back while digging my own soil of discovery, had to throw on a praise to my hope and let this garment cover me. Rejection and disappointment tried to grip me endlessly and relentlessly. I dwelled in my pain-inflicted sea. What I saw there was was enough to bury me, but what I learned there was enough to carry me. Carry me, Lord, please carry me from this pit of dispelled visions of me. Help me to see the river of greatness that's emerging out of me. It's an emergency. Running from society's box of me, I'm a jack of all trades and a master of my own destiny. Your insecurity cannot contain me. Your oppression cannot stay me, but it did train me, rubbed up enough against my God-given ingenuity, incited a lava of audacity to burn down the locks to the doors of opportunities. I will gloat past this. Joe Louis, victory jab this. Muhammad Ali, I got the title. Let me grab this. Bobbing and weaving a world full of madness. No longer weighed down because I am the heavyweight champion in this. Applying my pressure against your resistance and your urge to reject this, accept this. Feeble minds, also known as my enemies. The more you ignore this victory, the more you fight this victory, the more you lose. It's inevitable to witness the victory and triumph solidified because I chose to stand in the fight and fight in this. Showed up to the fight, watched and witnessed as I gloat past this. Sometimes I'm a cracked jar, bleeding with frailty. But my will for life, married to the hand of protection of Christ, is more than enough to suffice. I'm a floater. Watch me gloat past this.
Yes, sir. I'm a cracked jar. Talk about that line, please.
Sometimes we have to realize that we're not perfect. I've learned in my own personal walk with God and then just in life in general that I've tried to walk and be perfect and to meet certain standards that people have put out for me. But God gives us grace to walk daily in that perfection, and we don't have to be perfect right away. It's a learning experience, and the beauty of life is the things that we learn in the grace of God. So I'm a cracked jar, but I'm walking in the grace of God.
Man, that's heavy. I heard another young lady. I heard she was speaking, and she talked about a crack jar as well. But she talked about an antique, and so she said she learned when she cracked her antique that not only does it drip or it leaks, but it also can be bacteria in that glass. So you could be serving infection to somebody else unless you fix that crack in your jar. Wow. I mean, yikes. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, that's just how we starting off. That's just how we starting off. So I really I'm excited about getting to these beautiful poets. So we're gonna go to number one. What you think, LeShawn?
Let's go.
Let's go. So I'm gonna introduce one of my favorite people at First Baptist Church. I admire her in so many ways. She, I believe, is a retired music teacher, and I am a current music teacher. So I look up to her in more ways than you can imagine. She's just a wealth of knowledge, and I'm sure she's gonna bring some knowledge to us, as well as this poem. So you guys help me welcome Miss Sylvia Taylor. I want to see those hearts, y'all, for Miss Sylvia. Miss Sylvia.
Yes, thank you so much, Kwan.
No problem.
I'm happy to be here. I'm not a poet, but I bring to you a poet that I do enjoy, and his name is Paul Laurence Dunbar. Now, he's not contemporary, but you may have heard of him. He was born in 1872 to free slaves from Kentucky, and he became one of the first influential Black poets in American literature. And he was internationally acclaimed for his dialectic verse written in Negro dialect, which is associated with the antebellum South, although he also wrote in conventional English. Many of his family's experiences of slave and plantation life influenced Dunbar's later writings. He died in February of 1906 at the age of 33. He lived a short life, but he lived a very illustrious life. The
Amazing.
poem that I've selected is a favorite of mine,
Okay.
and the title is When Melindy Sings.
When Melindy sing, right before you go, me and LeShawn's gonna go backstage so you can have the whole stage to yourself. And then I want to say to everyone watching, do me a favor and just share this. And so, Miss Sylvia, take us away.
Okay. Go away and quit that noise, Miss Lucy. Put that music book away. What's the use you keep on trying if you practice till you gray? You can't start no notes of flying like the ones that rants and rings from the kitchen to the big woods when Melindy sings. You ain't got the natural organs for to make the sound come right, and you ain't got the tunes and the twistings for to make it sweet and light. Now, I tell you one thing now, Miss Lucy, and I tell you this for true. When it comes to real rat singing, ain't no easy thing to do. It's easy enough for folks to holler, looking at the lines and dots, and when they ain't, no one can sense it, and the tune comes in spots. But for real melodious music that just strikes your heart and clings, just you stand and listen with me when Melinda sings. Ain't you never hear Melinda? Bless her soul. Take up the cross. Well, look here. Ain't you joking, honey? Well, you don't know what you lost. You ought to hear that gal a singing. Robin's locks and all them things, they hush their face and they hush their mouths when Melindy sings. The fiddler man just snaps his fiddling, lays his fiddle on the shelf. The mockingbird quit trying to whistle because he's just so shamed himself. And folks are playing on the banjo. They drops their fingers on the strings, and bless your soul, they forgets to move it when Melindy sings. She just spreads her mouth and hollers, "Come to Jesus." And sinners, you will hear their trembling steps and voices timid like are drawing near. Then she turns to Rock of Ages. Simply to the cross she clings, and you find your tears a dropping when Melinda sings. Now, who that says that humble praises with the master never counts? I sure mouth I hear that music as it rises up and mounts, floating by the hills and valley, way above the burying sod, as it makes its way to glory, to the very gates of God. Mm, it's sweeter than the music of an educated band, and is dearer than the battle song of victory in the land. It seems holier than evening when the chiming church bells ring, as I sit and calmly listen as Melinda sings. Towser, stop that barking, hear me? Mandy, make that child keep still. Don't you hear the music as it's rising from the valley to the hill? Well, let me listen. I can hear it through the breath of angels' wings, soft and sweet. Swing low, sweet chariot. Mm. when Melindy sings.
Wow.
Wow, it's just one word after that. That's wow.
That was such
And
an amazing piece. As I listened to that piece, I just thought about the richness of creativity that we as African American people have. And
Yes.
when we sing and when we write and when we preach and when we dance, we command the room, we command the atmosphere because there's just so much greatness that's housed within us. So thank you for that piece. Love it.
yeah, Miss Sylvia, I want you to feel all this love. I know you're not on Facebook, but I mean, so many people are just out. You can see the hearts going up. That's for you, Miss Sylvia. I wanted you
Oh,
to see that.
well, I
Um,
say thank you to all those who enjoyed the poem.
Absolutely. And you have the poets in the back. They've been writing in the chat as well, just supporting. That was a wonderful piece, and you executed very well.
Thank you. And I'm not sure that I showed you this, but this is a portrait of Paul Laurence Dunbar.
Wonderful. Wonderful. See, what's that word you called it? Was it you or God sent when it's education and entertainment?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I love about our people. So thank you, Miss Sylvia. We're gonna keep going. We appreciate you. We may see you back. So see you
Thank you.
soon. That was great. That was
Awesome. Awesome.
that's literally great. They're going crazy in these comments. I want to
I love
shout y'all. I want to shout y'all out. I see y'all. Somebody know me when they say twin and they don't say my name, even though they should know my name more. But they say twin. If you don't know, I'm a twin. But so shout out to Tara. Who else that called me twin? Somebody else called me. But shout out to y'all. So we want to keep going. Where you want to go next?
So I'm going to introduce a great friend of mine who got allowed us to be co-workers together at the last school we worked at. She came in, and at first I didn't think that we would become as close as we are. But when it's a God ordained friendship, you have no other choice but to just go with it. And
Okay.
I've seen her grow a lot. She was afraid at first to share her writing, but I've been encouraging her over the last year. And I'm excited tonight that I'm going to say this is her debut.
Nice.
So I want you guys to give her some support. Tanisha Williams. I'll call it T Willie number 2 because I'm T Willie number 1. Go ahead, T. T Willie number 2. Take it away.
Alrighty. Thank you. That was a great introduction, LeShawn. Let me find out.
It's what he does.
All right. Well, thank you. So this piece that I'm going to share with you all, it came about after George Floyd had passed away, and I was like struggling because I wasn't really like one of those huge like Black Power fans, and like not to say that I'm not Black and I don't embrace my Blackness. That's not what I want y'all to think. It was more like I was in a struggle between being Christian and Black. And the Lord dropped this poem into my spirit. And I hope that you guys like it. All right. So because it was my first time and I haven't memorized it like by heart, I am going to be reading. So just bear with me and I hope you all enjoy it. I often pondered this thought in my heart. What does it mean to be Christian and Black? My skin complexion is seeped into the being that bears the image of the living God, one who holds all beauty with the palm of his hand. I'm wallowing in the shadows of my Blackness, trying to figure out if my content of character is more appealing. Running to the scene of a crime where innocent blood cries out to the ears of God, grieving the spirit he placed in our being with the first breath. Officer, I can't breathe. Using the same breath given to those who have died in innocence. It connects to the cross as Jesus cried in agony from thirst. Could he breathe with nail-pierced hands, feet close together as the persecutors laugh with no remorse? The look of blue lines wearing a badge of pride filled with empty emotions. God, I struggle to comprehend how my Blackness fits in with the Christ whose innocent blood that was shed gave freedom to every color under the sun. Stuck between the barrel of a gun and Bible instructions to turn the other cheek when struck. Shucks. My eyes are clear to see that my people, for lack of better terms, are facing life sentences placed in the hands of one who considers himself a God. God, why? Where does the cross bridge the gap of love covers a multitude of sin when faced with the reality that my skin shouts with anger to get revenge? Loving the black man society deems unfit to walk on the earth, created by the eternal being, has caused a rift in the streams of water falling from my eyes. Broken flowers that once painted beautiful gardens deprives darker pigmentation from shining like the colors of spring after enduring a harsh season. I'm meddling in the middle of my subconscious, trying to figure out how the God who gave me this tone of color to display his majesty has become a threat to humanity. Shackles bound to the ankles of slaves who fought to rid racism due to a war of division. With such boldness, we are held in contentment because of the darker dust that holds the organs of the body. The passageway of right to be free of the land of liberty, although masked and confinement of my journey in hell's kitchen. As the back of slaves reminds the whiplash of white masks covered up, now covered up with the light signifying danger. Beware, lest you become the snare of their wrath. Hatred glided into the realms of mind, seeking pleasure from red stains, poured out on the ground from brothers and sisters minding their business. Black, brown, and rounds of bullets break through the outer layer of skin given to those of your choosing. Stuck between life and death and the power of the tongue to scream, all lives matter. But in this case, Lord, it's hashtag Black Lives Matter.
Woo! Yo, talk about some debut. I feel like a proud father right now.
Oh my goodness.
I
Oh,
worked with my friends for like I said, the last couple of months and just encouraging her. And I asked her, I said, do you want to do this? She was like, no. I said, God has given you a gift. You got to share it. And Tanisha, looking at the comments,
yes. Yep.
listen. You got to keep going. You cannot stop.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all. Thank
Absolutely.
y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. You're an amazing talent. I'm glad it happened here first, ladies and gentlemen. So we got this video for the archives. Again, just excited you were able to share. And I'm trying to keep up with the comments still, literally as I'm talking. So again, thank you so much. Thank you, LeShawn, for this introduction. This was amazing.
Yes, thank you, LeShawn.
I'll try to keep up. All right, we're gonna keep going, y'all. I think we're gonna keep going. LeShawn, okay. We're gonna keep going. I don't here we go. Hold on. I think we're gonna go to Paradise. There's
Paradise.
been a lot of snow lately. So
Right. Let's go to paradise.
Okay, and my mother is here finally because I've been looking for her, and finally I can tag this comment. She's here, and again, still some encouragement going out to our sister Tanisha. So yeah, so here we go. Let's bring in Paradise. So Paradise, I was introduced to Paradise last week, I believe, sometime, and it was at a love fest, or if my people in the comments, they'll be here because they support me, I support them. Chanel and Al, and she was, I mean, if it was a automatic gun for words, she was just going. And I'm just excited that she accepted to come. I'm sitting back with expectation because I don't know what she's gonna come with. I pray is,
I got you.
Okay.
I
So
got you.
we just gonna let you flow. We're gonna let you flow.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I always honor the themes. So it's Black History. Let's do it. My name is Paradise, and my government is Christy Jenkins. I go by the name Paradise Christy. Behind me is my business. The Art of Paradise is my website. You can find me on Facebook as well as Instagram at Paradise Christy. Enough. For colored girls and boys who have considered suicide when the rainbow just isn't enough. For the ones often misunderstood, for the ones simply tired of trying to keep up, for the ones with the urge to quit, the urgency to throw the towel in, for the ones who feel like they were never chosen, never picked, for the ones simply who simply didn't think they were beautiful enough, worthy enough, appreciated enough. When the misogynistic, chauvinistic, stereotypical views left you with black and blues, when the opinion of others you could no longer stomach, but instead of regurgitating it, you started believing it, believing no matter what you did, it was never enough, believing you were never pretty enough, smart enough, skinny enough, for the ones who have honestly attempted suicide because for them, this world simply isn't enough. I'm here to tell you, you are more than enough. For the ones blessed with the thickness, for the ones with those voluptuous lips, she who was created to stand out, to be peculiar. She is beauty personified, that beautiful color, that beautiful hue. Yes, you. This is for the ones depicted as ignorant, for the ones with too much melanin, for Black excellence, for Malcolm, Martin, Mandela, Obama. Sir, join her. Tell your truth. For Black girl magic, for Michelle, Maya, Harriet, Rosa, Parks, blocks and hoods everywhere, for our ancestors, for my kings, for the ones who refused to quit when the glass ceiling was said to be intangible, when the stars, spangles, and banners resembled the stars, spangles, and banners delivered by slave masters, when they counted us out because they thought we wouldn't win, when their accusations were baseless, yet they executed your persecution, when the white and blues spilled your red blood on cold black pavements, for the ones who refused to lay down while they stood their ground, for the ones considered criminals simply because they're Black in America, for the ones guilty until proven innocent, for the ones persecuted, prosecuted, locked up, for the ones who refused to forfeit the promises, for the ones who decided that this street life just ain't cutting it. I'm here to tell you not to worry, not to fret. See, God's got you. Remember, you're just that Crayola crayon that didn't fit back in the box, chosen to stand out. A box will never fit. It's not where you belong. When the rainbow isn't enough, recreate it, paint it in beautiful hues, in beautiful shades of black, brown, and an occasional blue. Draw a different portrait, paint a new Picasso until it reflects a true depiction of you. Color outside the lines, write it right. Scribble in the margins, in bold prints. You have the blueprint within your fingertips, in the palms of your hand. Access it, accept it, go ahead. I dare you. Scripture, quote it, study it, practice it, write it in all caps until they're seeing red. The red blood you shed, the tears you shed, write it in cursive, yell it, shout it. I curse the name of anything and anyone trying to come up against it. You are magnificence, magnified 1,000%. Beauty, beautifully crafted by the Creator to stand out. A design, one of a kind. In His likeness, you were created. So my darlings, stand strong. My kings, stand tall. It is your difference that makes the difference. See, we were made to withstand the pressure. They can't break us. So when this world isn't enough, when the sun doesn't shine bright enough, when the rainbow isn't enough, color it, recreate it, look through it from lens crafted just for you. See through the nonsense, the facade. See you, you, and that in and of itself is beautiful.
Wow. I was just sitting here in fire, burning up on the inside. I told you last week, brother, I said, just like preachers say, when a good preacher is preaching, it makes the preacher want to preach. This poem makes me want to go and write another piece. Paradise, thank you. When
goodness.
the rainbow isn't enough, color it. It is time for us to dismantle those crippling narratives that the world has set up for us. It is time for us to unlock the greatness. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
It's so many tweetables right there. Your difference makes the like what is going on? Oh, we oh my goodness. I'm gonna try to keep up with these comments just so you can see a little bit of them. But oh man, I'm
Thank
like
you so
you. I
much.
was just like literally fired. I couldn't sit in my seat.
I
Amazing.
just want to say, like, when you heard me the first time, it was definitely not for the church,
Right.
right? So I'd like to say there's many layers of paradise, and I want
Yeah,
to say thank you guys for allowing me this safe platform to share with you my gift. Thank you.
absolutely. Thank you for being here. Oh my goodness. We gotta keep going.
I
We
keep
gotta
going.
keep going. We gotta keep going. That was something. Ooh, when your difference makes I'm gonna tweet that later. But we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. I'm gonna ask everybody that's watching. Wow, the numbers are growing from last week, and I'm super excited to see all of you joining us. But do me a favor. One, keeps those hearts and keep those likes. Again, if you know Facebook, that allows more people to see us. But hit the share button. We want to reach as many people as possible as we celebrate Black excellence. Again, thank you guys for sharing already. All right, let's keep going. Now again, let's see. She is here. She is here. Melissa Noel. This is First Baptist representative. We had to bring somebody who's gonna represent for the church. You know, we had Sylvia. Now we're gonna have Melissa Noel, who is a great poet, great writer.
Thank
Uh,
you.
she is an educator as well. We have a lot of educators on here. So who better to grab that pen than, people that are shaping the minds of our young people. So
Nice.
Melissa Noel, we give you the platform.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I hope the voice comes in clear. It has been a remarkable experience to be amongst this greatness, to be amongst poets, even the folks who don't think they poets. This has been absolutely incredible, incredible. There is power in this poet shed. And so I just give thanks for being here. As much as I would like to do 5 poems, I'm going to do 2. And the title of this first one is 2020 Truth. I've always been round, chubby, with a cuteness that was hard to ignore. Hair black, with curly strands that love water and oil. Bounce like words and sounds and oohs and ahs from the diaspora and roots beyond. I've always been brown, just like my mama. A reminder I couldn't shake nor shimmy away from. My skin tone echoed from the bight of Benin Gulf du Benin Guinea, with hints of ancestors from faraway places, of different moons, different suns and light years away and away and away. I've always been aware of what people say about me from time to time. I heard all of them. Those comments that you can't tuck away in your pocket, you can't put up on your shelf or put in a picture frame, comments that float in the air like residue about why your hair is so long for a dark girl, why your vocabulary astounds or make white folks say the word articulate before they even have time to think about it. I've always been aware. that the color of my skin will speak first, no matter what I have to say when I walk in a room. The color of my skin will defend any negative inclinations that conjure or conjecture in my place before I even take a seat at the table. I've always been aware that at times somebody is going to say I'm too dark to be anything, and therefore I must correct those who are misinformed and educate those whose ignorance have kept them miseducated. You see, for what it's worth, I have always known that I am beautiful. I am more than a dark hue or a simple black girl. If you knew me, you would know that my mind travels to galaxies so far from here, it would take 3 lifetimes for you to get there and get back. If you knew me, you would know that my learning threshold is vast with capable ideas that can help change the world for the better. If you knew me, you would know that my intellectual capacity is entrenched with science, art, and the melodic intricacies of mathematical equations, symbolic of formulas that have been around since ancient civilizations. If you knew me, you would see my character, the light in my smile, and the ancestors in my eyes. Just imagine that. If you took it upon yourself to see past my complexion to better understand the complexity of who I am and how I got here. So in the meantime, just know, no matter what you decide to do, honey, I am always gonna know who I am.
Wow.
You got to see the people in the backstage. Y'all see people in the backstage or no? Y'all can't see them. But
I see some of them.
I see this. I see this. Yes, Sister Queen. You go look at them. But yeah, oh my goodness. Powerful. We're like literally blessed to have all of this talent tonight. You know, if we be realistic, it could have been another way. But God has really blessed us with some talent. I know you want to do 2, Melissa, but we are trying to stay under this hour.
Okay.
But Melissa and I and LeShawn will talk. We're talking about a Women's Month is next month. So I just
Yes.
want y'all to watch out for next month and what to look out for. So thank you so much for representing
Yes.
First
Yes.
Baptist Church of Vienna.
There's one thing I just want to say in these times, in these very tumultuous times, there are many things that we can obviously rely on to get us through, and of course we know that's God's love. And I want to also just give a shout out to comedians. There was a poem I did want to do tonight in honor of Black comedians for Black History Month, but we'll hear it another time. But always know that laughter is a good medicine. And that hopefully, hopefully you are laughing and loving yourself.
Absolutely. Spoken like a queen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm just loving this. We didn't plan this, but this is just women empowerment right here, bro.
Told you
Are
it's
we in
ladies' night,
heaven?
our night.
Right. Right. All right. We again we want to keep it going. So LeShawn, I'm giving it to you. I could talk all day. But one thing my plug is if you haven't already, share this. If you have already, share this. This is just some really good inspiration tonight.
Okay. So our next speaker, I have so much to say about her. I just don't know where to start, but I can say that this person and I, we met over 20 years ago in high school. We both were alum of Science High School in Newark, and we kind of had the same circle of friends, but we became very close on the speech and debate team, where we would go and we would compete against schools all across the state of New Jersey. And she would do dramatic interpretation, and I would do dramatic interpretation. We do poetry, and we would just win these competitions, and she would inspire me, and I would inspire her. And it's just so good to see where God is taking her. When you hear about Newark poetry, you're going to hear Mia, her name, because she is Newark poetry. I introduce to you Mia.
Mia.
Guys, thank you for that wonderful introduction. I'm really enjoying myself tonight. It really is women's empowerment because I'm feeling the power. I feel so honored and blessed to be in a space with so many wonderful people. The vibes are just through the roof, and I thank you guys. And I love you, brother. You know, we do go way back. Can't believe it's been 20 years. Woo-hoo.
I know, right? And you're my lifelong friend. I hope you know that.
Yeah, thank you. And
I want to say this about Mia too. As all of the other poets was going, she was just as energetic as anyone else, pushing everybody, and all of the poets was. So I just want to just let y'all know that vibe. Everybody can't see what's going on backstage, but I can, and you guys are just supporting each other, and that's love. And so, if you don't know, Mia is a feature today, so I want her to just do what she wants to do. And you let us know when to come back.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I'm gonna read 3 poems. They're not very long. I have a collection of poetry in a book called Norky. I am from Newark, New Jersey, and these are love and light poems. They just poems that inspire me. They make me feel like home. They are a vibe. This is on Amazon. It's called Norky. But I'm gonna just get into the poems. I feel so charged up. You guys have lit me up inside. So this is just a little bit of my story. We all got different stories, and you know, words are my favorite thing. So I thank God for even using me to speak. You know, and I'm gonna share. I'm reading from my book. I know some of these poems by heart. I still love to read. So, you know, and I never really titled my poems. I numbered them. So you're gonna hear number 1 right now. And I'm reading number 1 because we talked about a crack in the beginning. I was like, what I'm gonna read? But you said crack, so here you go. She rose. Up from a crack in the ground, she was torn. Her thorns shine blue under the street light. She grew through and beyond shadows lurking the white black of her mind. Her reality was gray. She needed something silver the way she sang blues every day. She wrote pain away with her smile, her heart broken in wild pieces of everything. She questioned everything. Her existence gave birth to a resistance. Shapeshifters couldn't fix themselves to become one with. She gave birth to love, became one with the idea of one with, one worth. Her words stood sparkling, colorful gifts amongst the darkness, glitter in the labyrinth. Her street packed with quiet feelings and silence up too loud. She yells from a window, turn that down. I can't hear myself think. She can't find herself in the sink. Her hands hot in a sink full of dishes. Dirt, grime, she's known funk. She swam like a punk between 2 fish. Her time is now. God, how? Her spirit alight. Her love spunk creating itself on sight. What fun, what life when it's squeezing you in your chest. She wars with death while conflict sits on a step. The same step where she sat tying fabric to a headpiece, trying to get back to peace, unwrap her place, untangling from the way, struggling to release her mind. Her face wrapped in a beat, she claps with her tongue, a rhythm her best hands and feet can feel. Deep in the pit of her soul, she wants to heal, and you don't even know. That's the first one. That's number 1. Healing is very important to me. It's something that I pray for every day, and I really feel like I'm walking in my healing right now. So I'm very, very glad. And I'm gonna do listen because I think it's important to listen. And that's number 22 in the book. It goes. My kids gonna be quiet though. My kids gonna be quiet. Tune out, tune in, tune out, tune in, tune out the hatred. The killing across corners and circles, the naked truth writing on buses, out windows, at payphones with no quarters. No littering signs, but we stand there. Rules, a fuse is blown. Blues, the dues is due. He gone. The lights, the baby, the food, the mice, the lady, her dude. Be the Chris Brown, made it okay. Take what you want, don't let it decay in your cabbage. Floss your teeth. Your heat depends upon the green that you keep in your bank. Tune out a money sign, dollar. Check the balance in your palms. Beam and dream. Reach a gravy mind state of a game. Cream, raping and robbing you for every penny. Your claim to fame is your history. Name buried behind a burning stash of brown tongues, pining for your ear. A fear so deep down in your delta, waiting the water of your tears. Your hereafter depends upon your now. Your clock is striking. Bells are sounding. Listen, listen, listen. Tune out. Tune in, tune out, tune in, tune in, tune into a best self practice. Examine a motive, reaction, a moment in time, take it, reflection, action, slanted out of passion, direction, vectors in traffic, fashion, a better look your best, do your best, be your best, international campaign for what you want. Your vision is a drop in a well, infinitely open sky, vanilla instantly, knowing oneself higher still, spiritually reaching, climbing, listening to God, drum, water crashing on rocks, hummingbirds, helicopters, sirens, guns blaring, speakers crying out, daring somebody to listen, listen, listen. So there you go. That's 22. That's listen. And because it's Black History Month and we are making Black history, this is one of my favorite poems to read. I'm actually going to stand up for this. Let me fix my shoe. I'm actually going to stand up for this. I hope I can stand up well, because I just really feel like I'm gonna have to do this like this, y'all. Y'all gonna have to be a part of this, because I don't want to sit down and read this poem. This one is called Exist. And you know, it's a law of the universe saying that we can never not exist. We can never not exist. And so you know, this is for everybody tonight. You know, you exist, be great, and that's the point of the poem. All right, love y'all so much. So here you go. Orchid, lower your voice. Exist. Exist, exist, exist. Resist notions, elixirs, potions that encourage intoxication, fumbles with misinterpretations and high emotions. We don't crumble. We don't stumble into epiphanies and barricade ourselves there. We exist inside the eyes of cats who don't care that we exist, but we resist their denial. We lock, close, grip, and bar ourselves to walls that do not yet know they want us, need us to exist. Exist, 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 forming shifts in Black consciousness. We shake, don't shift. Both secure, embrace, clench, mighty teeth with mighty wrists bent on a struggle meant to feed us fire. We exist being doers, builders, achievers, making liars out of exclusion, passion, desire, courage, voice, change for the choosing. Exist, 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 exist. Resist a country's effort to quiet the drums of liberation. With eyes and hearts beating, protesting that education reflect our beauty, exist and respect our duty to ancestors and community as we list our demands, take matters into our own hands, existing in time, seizing it, taking a stand, causing folks to redefine their mission through our self-determination, our hands, our power push, honor worth, relevant education, chance to be free, to be heard, to exist, to be a word spoken on a stage, leaders in a nation more beautiful because we exist. And that's what I got for y'all. Exist. I love y'all and I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me share.
Oh my God.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Listen, y'all have to go get that book, Norky. And I tell people all the time, you know you are from Newark, New Jersey, if you pronounce it as Nork.
That's
N-O-R-K. If you say Newark, you are not from Newark, New Jersey. Period, right? But like I said before, once you know Newark poetry, you want to know and hear Mia's name. Please support my sister. I love her, and she is just a staple in Newark. Let's go.
And you know, my favorite part was the mother side of her. She's like, I'm gonna do this poem, but y'all gonna be quiet too. That is our black queens. I'm telling you, can do 20 things at one time. So we appreciate you so much. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much, Mia, for just being great, being who you are. So thank you, LeShawn. We got one more.
We got one more.
Okay.
So what do I say about this awesome poet? So just like you mentioned when you first was introduced to Paradise, it was kind of like sensual. I performed at an open mic in Union, New Jersey, and she was the host. But she was also a little sensual. I'll say sensual. But as I got to know her, I started to see the different dynamics of her. And she's an awesome poet, an awesome host. You know how like some people are just gifted to capture and gravitate a crowd? That's just her. So I want you guys to open your ears and let's just expect power from Selah, the poet, another staple in Newark.
Yes. Hey, y'all. How are you? So glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome.
So we're going to keep with the theme. First, I want to shout out all the poets that came up, but definitely I want to shout out my sister Mia because I love rocking stages with her. We've rocked many a stage together, and it's always been a great time. So shout out to Mia for that awesome performance. I've got one piece for y'all, and it's since we're gonna go with the sister empowerment theme and Black History Month, we're gonna go with this one. This is one of my favorite pieces. It's called Sands of Time, and I hope you guys enjoy it. All right. I come from a broken history, a long line of a stolen legacy where my people's greatness was hidden by hatred and chained and shackled by bitter cold faces, but still, I rise on. But my legacy is different. Sort of like the others, but unique in its spirit. You see, my story dates back to the Egyptian queens, to the Nefertiti's that had sheep sits and all in between. You see, I ruled the land with no other's help. I wasn't just a woman, I was Egypt myself. Even in bondage, I still wore my crown. Even though I was beaten and thrown to the ground, I have many names buried under my roots. My name is Sojourner, and I am the truth. I am Harriet Tubman, yet some call me Moses. I led mine the promised land with freedom as focus. I've been through the pain, the suffering, the hurting, yet I still bore the name of Zora Neale Hurston. I sang my whole heart out and I never had shame. And folks wondered why I'm named Lady Day. As well as Dorothy Dandridge, I came on the scene and acted in movies on the big silver screen. You see, I did it all with my eyes on the prize. Had to have my guard up just to fight for my rights. They tried to lock me down, but Rosa wasn't beat. I'd rather give up life than to give up my seat. I didn't back down. I didn't shake in my boots. I should be named Mountain because I will not be moved. I'm a Coretta Scott King kind of queen. A Betty Shabazz handle my task kind of queen. Yet some still deny me my throne, like I'm not the mother of everything they know. I came from slavery and bondage to winning Grammys and Oscars, kicked down the wall and added Black woman to the roster. I made the world move and I stood firm and tall, looked hate right in the face and caused him to fall. First I was a slave in old master's residence. Now I'm sharing White Houses with American presidents. So for all those that fall under my legacy, never let anyone tell you what you will never be. For you are safe, my love, in these hands of mine. Now go and take your rightful place in the sands of time. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that. Happy Black History Month, everybody. I appreciate y'all time. Thank you.
Awesome, my sister. I
Thank
know
you so much.
you may have to run, but can I just ask you two questions
Yes.
quickly?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. All right. Since you are the feature,
Oh.
what inspired you to start writing?
Wow. I was inspired to start writing out of a lack of options for things to talk, like of people to talk to. It's definitely a release and a way out for me. It's definitely an escape for me. So whenever I had anything going on that I couldn't express to people, I wrote it in my notebook. So
I said two, but I got three questions. Sorry.
that's all right.
What why is it important to celebrate and honor Black History Month?
Oh, because Black people are dope. Point blank, period. We're God. And I believe that from the sun up to the sun down. You know, it's important to celebrate us because we created all this. This is the whole entire world comes from us. So we're going to celebrate us regardless. Black
Here,
History Month is every month, period.
period. I also, the line in your poem, you said, I am Egypt myself. Can you
Hmm.
speak to that?
So when I say I wasn't just a woman, I was Egypt myself. We started all of this. We created everything. We come from the cradle of civil. We are the cradle of civilization. So when I say I am Egypt, I say I am everything, and I mean I am everything. You know, Egypt is where it started. You know, when you look at us, when you look at Egypt, what you see? You see black folk. They're not gonna tell you that in the history books, but you see black folk there. You know what I'm saying? So when I say that I am Egypt myself, I was the entire country. I'm not a woman. I'm everything. I'm not just a woman. I'm everything.
Somebody
Yeah.
type that. I'm everything. I felt something there. I'm everything. It was the White House line for me. Can you just repeat that White House line for me?
Um, I came from first I was a slave in old master's residence. Now I'm sharing white houses with American presidents.
You said it twice and it still did the same thing to me.
And now I'm sharing white house. You when you look at us, you see where we come from, and to look where we are now, it's a beautiful thing. You see Michelle Obama just looking as regal as she possibly can. That is a queen. You know what I'm saying? So I went from cleaning the White Houses to sleeping and residing in White Houses. So
I'm
that says
everything.
it all. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm everything. I appreciate your gift. Oh my
Thank you so
goodness.
much.
Thank you so much for taking the time out to share with us, and remind
Absolutely.
us. Sometimes we need to be reminded because we live in this world. I'll say that
Yeah, yeah,
that will
absolutely.
suppress our blackness, but
Absolutely.
we can just color it like I think Paradise
Like
told
sis
us.
said, like Paradise said, we could just color it. We could just color it.
My mother
I,
said, "Period."
period. And when I'm coloring all black, everything, black
All
crayons.
black, all black. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you
with
so
us.
much. I wish I could stay a little bit longer, but I had a little bit of emergency. So I do thank you for the time. I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
You. What a night! What
man.
a night!
And you know what? We met. I'm sorry. We met the 7 o'clock mark.
We met, we did the goal, but I really want people to look out for much more of the Poets Shed. We know Women's History Month is coming up. I would like to see men celebrate women's history as well as women. All women celebrate themselves. I see Raheem Gardner's here. He's a writer himself. So we'll talk to you. We will continue to work behind the scenes and bring this to you. So I'm excited to have been a part of it. Thank you, LeShawn, for taking the call and especially such a late time. We appreciate you for all of your sacrifice. Melissa behind the scenes helping me get this done. Courtney Nero and Common Ground, who started us off with the music every time we had this, and I'm gonna end with a Courtney Nero piece. But any last words you have for us?
And I'm just so excited and elated that we had this opportunity. Tonight was just amazing, amazing. I'm speechless, so I don't have much to say, but
I
just
understand.
I enjoyed tonight, and I'm looking forward to more. I think Missy, when I heard you speak, Missy, I was thinking Broadway, and God is giving me a vision to one day write a spoken word Broadway play. And you just like spoke to me from your piece. I'm like, wow, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be casting you.
Absolutely. Missy is Melissa Noel is awesome. And thank you all of the poets that shared with us tonight. Thank you, Miss Sylvia. Thank you, Paradise and Tanisha and Melissa Noel and Mia. I'm missing somebody. I can't think of Mia.
Miss, you said Miss Sylvia?
Miss Sylvia, yeah. See, I'm full, y'all. It's time to go. I'm full. Thank you so much, Dr. Valentine, for being here. Thank you, Rashina. You were here throughout the whole entire evening. My mother, Raheem, Anthony, Marquet, Joan. I can't call everybody, but thank you guys so much for just being here with us, and we look forward to many more. Again, I want to introduce this last piece as we leave. This is by Courtney Nero, who's a great saxophonist, and he's been giving us some music as we begin, but this is how we're going to end it tonight. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys at the next Poet Shed.
See our strength, see our pride, see our number, unified. See our faces, see our hues, see our joys, see our blues. See heads bald, see heads grayed, see heads locked, see waves and fades. See our brow, tense and furrowed. Our question, how long? The answer always, tomorrow. See our eyes, watching the village, searching our place where others have privilege. See our gaze, see our vision, see our children, see our mission. See our mouths, multilingual twitching. See our codes and our code switching. See our cheeks, leathered, worn. Smooth 5 o'clock or beard adorned. See our lips, or do you dare suffer witness to the truths they bear? See engineers, linguists, doctors, preachers, administrators, writers, IT, teachers, entrepreneurs, realtors, too many others to call. Playing 16ths in a quarter note world, creatives all. See our battles, see our scars, see secret wounds from secret wars. See our stance, see our years, see our humanity, see your fears. See chins up, chests out, see shoulders strong, see heads unbowed to our nation's wrongs. My friends, my bros, my son, me. Look at these faces. See us. See